Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is Isolde Trachtenberg, and I am thrilled to welcome you to today's episode of The Creative Kind. Whew, it's been a couple of days. The snow just made everything go a little bit wonky, I'll be honest. But I want to get back to this idea of creativity and being purposeful with what we're creating and how we're doing it. So, a lot of this is about building perception, building awareness, and self assessment. So, when you're in the middle of doing some sort of task, whatever that task may be, you end up having to do a lot of, again, self assessment in the moment and asking yourself, do I want to be doing what I'm doing? Right? So, it's a check in, it's a mental check in, quite often, actually, in order to be sure that you are doing exactly what it is that you have decided you wanted to do. And then you have to do some assessment about whether or not it's furthering your short term, mid-term, and long term goals. So, for example, I'm in the middle of writing a book, and this book is all about how to access your creativity so that you can live a better, more peaceful, more exalted, and enthralling life. And as part of that, I have to dedicate time to creating that book. So I've decided I'm doing at least 1,000 words a day, no matter what. And yet I also have hypothyroidism, which, for those of you who don't know, it's an issue that basically takes your energy and throws it in the toilet and flushes several times. So when you are in that position of hypothyroidism or exhaustion or just being so busy that you don't even know where your head is, much less whether or not you can focus it in a specific direction, you have to do a lot of time allocation and resource allocation in a way that will feel like it's moving you towards that goal. Well, that might be the long-term goal, of finishing this book or writing a song or painting a painting or joining a dance troupe or starting a yoga class, whatever it is, whatever the long term goal is, it might be that you want to become strong, balanced, and flexible. So that's why you want to start a yoga practice. Or you might harbor a secret desire to go back to school and get your art degree. It doesn't, the long term goal doesn't matter. What matters is that you choose it and that you start orienting yourself to a focus on it. So you have the long term goals, and then you have to have the midterm goals, and then you have to have the short term goals. The long term goal, let's say we use yoga and getting in shape, being strong, balanced, and flexible into your 90s, right? So you decide you want to do that. I want to have a long, happy, healthy life. I want to be strong, balanced, and flexible into my 90s, and I choose to do this by focusing on my inner life as well as my physical body. Great. So you could do it with dance, you could do it with tennis, you could do it with running, you can do it with aerobics, you can do it with yoga, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use the yoga example. So when you're in that space and you go, okay, I'm going to start a yoga practice, the midterm goal might be to take a yoga class, right? And you might do that through your community center. So that's a midterm goal. A short term goal might be to get online and search. Today, I'm going to search and see what yoga classes are available in my area. Or I'm going to go check out a yoga DVD from the library. Or I'm just going to get up and I'm going to spend 2 minutes stretching before I get anything else started. Do you see what I mean? So the long-term goal might be I want to be strong, balanced, and flexible into my 90s. Midterm goal might be to start taking yoga classes or start dancing. And the short-term goal becomes this: what can I do right now to get started? So that's the question you need to ask yourself. What can I do right now to get started? And those are short-term goals. And then if you find that you are not following those short-term goals, in other words, you've set them for yourself as part of this long-term process, then you have to assess for yourself, am I doing something right now that gets me towards that long-term goal? So in other words, am I really doing what I want to be doing? Super important to check in with yourself. Tomorrow's episode, I'm going to talk a lot more about how to do a check-in so that you can do it in a way that feels substantive to you, and you can also hold yourself accountable. This is Isolde Trachtenberg. I'd love to hear from you, by the way, about what it means to you to have that check in, that long-term, that mid-term, and that short-term goal. I'm going to have a workbook on the show notes page. Please check it out today or tomorrow. It'll be up. And I hope that you are getting as much out of listening and watching as I am out of creating this for you. If you have any questions about how to start setting those goals, please get in touch. Isolde at isoldet.com. And until tomorrow, I send you my love.